This to Miss Jennifer being here. I tell you, you don't have to have the same diagnosis of anybody that comes on Invisible No More, because we fight the same battles, whether it's mental health, whether it's critical illness, chronic illness, or chronic pain. All of us have met buzzsaw doctors. All of us have had experiences with the healthcare system. All of us have had experiences with family and friends that don't understand what it's like. Here, thank you, Sarah. Here, we get it. And so I may have a chronic pain issue. You might be having a mental health issue, but you know what? My chronic pain bleeds into mental health issues. I'll be straight up with you. I'm not hiding that. So we can all relate that way. So we're back with Invisible No More on my channel. I'm so fucking excited. Pardon my French. We 6 months ago, I guess, God put the little thing in my ear, in my mind about this, and it's still growing. And we're back home, and I'm so excited. We have 30 some odd people here. We have Jennifer as a great guest, and I appreciate everything Amanda did. I was really sick, and she took the ball and she took it. I'm still really sick, but I'm at the mental place in my life. If I don't start pouring back into this community, I'm going to go nuts. So yeah. Here I am. So I want to talk a little bit about who I see Miss Jennifer is, and then we're going to let Miss Jennifer tell us who she is.
Okay.
I've gone
your loins.
Yeah, I've gone to Long Island for a mini vacation, a mental health holiday, twice. And this last time I was talking about it in videos and stuff, and I was getting lip in messages and my videos telling me that the places I go on Long Island to get bagels or whatever were not the good places to go, that my friends there didn't know what they were talking about, because this Long Islander had her own opinions of places to go and things to do. And so Jennifer and I started talking, and then we started sharing more and more about her horrendous situation with healthcare in New York on Long Island, and then my battles with healthcare in Texas. And we were just talking on New Year's Eve about how important it is to find somebody to talk to, just to vent to at times. And I think that's really where our friendship took off. Yes, it was started with bad bagels, and I'm going to crappy Italian meat markets, right? But that really led into an opportunity for us when we're at our worst and nobody seems to get it, to send a voice go to WhatsApp, send a voice message, and just verbally vomit, and know that that person who's receiving it's okay to receive it. And chances are she's going to give me grief for feeling sorry for myself when she replies, but she'll do it in a loving way. And at the very end, she'll say, hey, I'm here for you, whatever you need. Right?
Get it.
And we do that for each other. And so that's how we got connected very first. This crazy app hooked up this crazy Texan with this true Long Islander.
Well, I don't know about bad, but sans the accent. My accent, I don't think is that bad for Long Island. My brother's really bad, but
say what?
You'll find out.
Say
the
what?
Accent. Exactly.
What accent? Yeah, exactly. You have no accent. Yeah, okay. And it's gone since then. And then I got to go on this wonderful trip with you. So before we get into that, Miss Jennifer, what makes you a card-carrying member of the invisible community?
Well, this is like, do you remember Goonies? Am I aging myself? Do you remember Goonies when they interrogate Chunk? And they're like, tell me where it started, kid. And he's like, well, it all started in 3rd grade. And he's bawling. That's what I feel like this is. It kind of started in 1992. I hurt myself at work, and my neck was kind of blown out, but I didn't do anything about it. I did epidurals in 97. I'll make this the Reader's Digest version. And I did epidurals. I did everything but surgery. Chiropractic, name it. I did it. And then in 2005, I had to have surgery. So it started there in 2005. And then I went on disability in 2009. My back started going. My SI joint went. And I had a really shitty doctor. I moved to Florida, and I found a doctor who did everything, knew everything, taught around the world, thought he was this amazing doctor, but he screwed me so hard without, not once, but twice. And I didn't get dinner. I didn't get a dessert. He screwed my SI joint so wrong that it it inhibited the CRPS, which is now spreading to the left side. So, and lupus, recent lupus, the fibromyalgia, all that, that whole shebang.
And when y'all moved back from Florida, or moved from Florida up back to Long Island, your care level was not nearly. Oops, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to add somebody. I think I hit the wrong button.
Hey.
Sorry about that. You got to New York and it nosedived, didn't it?
And what's wild is I went back to the original pain management doctor that I had prior to moving. And he was phenomenal. And it was very different times, I understand. But when I moved to Florida, after this debacle, they had me on an excellent regimen. I was working for a friend of mine for Sunsetter Awnings. I'm out on ladders measuring. I mean, it was ridiculous. I was on such a great regimen. And then I moved back here for Ed. I went back to that pain management doctor because he knows me. And CDC guidelines, he said, it's a law, I can't do it. And it took me from 320 MMEs to 45. So
from 320 MME
from 320 MMA. As soon as I moved back, we immediately went for the second spinal cord stimulator. I had the first one with him in 2008. That died, of course, and immediately had me doing that. And that's where the barter relationship began. I've had 84 procedures, 84 over 60 epidurals. Everything else is procedures, lumbar punctures, myelograms, which were the devil, antidepressants. It was a shit show. It still is a shit show, but immediately, so it was like, oh, you want that? You got to have a shot. You want this? Oh, we got to do another shot. Sorry, it's time. It's a barter system. So
I ran into that with Dr. Israel Pena, Granbury, Texas, the absolute worst doctor in the state of Texas, in my personal opinion. I couldn't get pain meds until he would call the pharmacy to see if I picked up the Prozac that he wanted me on, right? And how that's okay, I'll never understand.
Yeah.
I'll never, ever understand.
It's not for you. It's for him. It's not for you.
Yeah.
It's to cover his ass.
Yeah, it's to cover their asses. It is really what it is. All right. So,
fascinating.
So you definitely qualified for a member of the physical.
Yeah, I mean, I've had the typical growing pains all my life. I'm like the fifth youngest. I'm the youngest out of five of us, and I got like the shitty genes. I got the allergies to everything, double ear infections my entire childhood. It's like, wow. Why stop? Let's just keep going.
Right.
Keep going.
So I guess the next question is, and I just want a very brief answer to this.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it important to make memories?
Yes, I've realized that now.
Like you did? Mm-hmm. Okay, we're done, y'all. Have a good night.
See ya. Okay. Peace out. I did not take that to heart until we started talking. So.
Yeah.
It's like, memories. Okay, I'll give you memories. It's like I'm living with hell right now. So we all are. I'm not taking that away from anybody. No. I'm living in my own hell that I never thought I'd be in until I was older. And, it just compacts everything. So yeah, making the memories that wasn't short. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I don't know. There's not an easy way for me to bring this up, and I'm not going to bring this up to trigger or to traumatize or to hurt you. Okay.
I understand.
I've talked until I'm blue in the face about how pain affects our mental ability, and our mental ability / depression impacts our pain, which impacts the mental ability, and it's a big circle. And it's not just our physical ailments that get us, that hurt, deeply hurt. It's life in general that hurts. Yeah. And but when that other life stuff is happening, it still goes back and causes whatever symptoms we have to multiply.
Yeah.
Right. And you and your fiance were in Florida, and you moved back.
He was here.
Oh, he was here.
I've
Oh,
known
okay.
him since 1990.
Wow.
I've known him since 1990. We just hooked up. It was just, I fell in love with him the second I saw him, and then life went on, and 30 years later, we hook up.
And about 10 months ago, he passed.
Exactly 10 months ago today.
Oh, wow. Today.
Yep. 10 months today. Double whammy. New Year's Eve and 10 months.
10 months. And
10 months.
I've told you before, and I can't explain to you how sorry I am, and I can't say that I've felt that I understand that type of pain, because I've never experienced it, right? And I don't want to pretend, but man, it breaks my heart for you, because as we've talked more and we've gotten to know each other more, I know you're a solid person. You like a lot of us in this community, we just are good people that just need something good. I need a break.
Yes.
We need a break. And then when you have a tragedy like that happen, it compounds. And I don't want to ever come across like I'm making light of you losing it. I'm not.
Of course
I would
not.
never do that.
I don't take it that way.
But I wanted to, and I'm glad you're okay with sharing it, because I think that plays a part in this whole Malta thing, right? I think so. Because we were talking, I was getting grief about going to Bagel Bros, and you wanted me to go somewhere else. And my Italian meat market that my friends take me to was trash compared to the one that you know of.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That was a good one. Yeah.
You finally admitted it once I left Long Island. And you also said Bagel Bros was good too once I left Long Island. So, but then you just let it slip one day that your family had gifted you a trip to this little tiny country called Malta.
Really tiny.
And that it was a once-in-a-lifetime trip. You're going to fly business class, which means you got the slippers.
I was going to be a rich bitch for that. Yeah, I was cosplaying a rich bitch. Yeah,
because this is a trip. This is a trip that I could never afford, and not many people could.
No,
and thousands upon thousands of dollars, but that you were thinking about not going because of chronic undertreated with pain, the heartbreak, and still grieving your loss of Ed.
Oh yeah.
Family dynamics, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of that was the concern about the trip itself, because I think your first flight, you told me, to get there was 20 hours of traveling.
It was. We left at 8 a.m. we were from Riverhead to JFK, which you are familiar with that kind of distance. It's a couple hours, and then the flight was from 4 to 11 p.m. from here to Germany, and then we had a 5-hour layover, and then it was another 2.5 hours. And then we didn't get to the flat until about 6 p.m. So I was going, in my time was well over 24 hours. It was 30-something hours. But, they're 6 hours ahead. It doesn't count. Their brain, it's like, no, dude. No. You're 6 hours ahead. You're flying for 12. You're good. You know what I mean?
You're good. You're good.
That's not how it works. But I was...
And for a lot of us, 2 hours in the car or 4 hours in the car. For me, 4 hours in a car is too much.
I want to hang myself. I want to slit my wrists. But
even if we have, yeah. As an example, I would do this, right? You're not saying you're going to do it. You're fine.
No.
So that's without any other sorrow going on in your life, and the dynamics are lost. That in itself, knowing that you're going to be in a plane or an airport for that kind of time. Is a nightmare.
Anxiety was the anxiety of it, and knowing that it's a lot of walking. It's mostly all walking. Brought me such anxiety that I kept calling my cousin in Jersey, and I'm like, what's going to happen if I cancel? Are you going to be good? Are you going to get a credit? What's going to happen? And I kept going back and forth. And then you made me realize I need to do this. I need to make that memory, because I'm never in this lifetime ever going to be able to do that, ever. So, and then when you told me you knew what Malta was like a mind fuck, because nobody knows where Malta is. You know what I mean? So that got me excited. That alone.
It's like I explained to people, in geography class in grade school. Here's Italy, and here's the boot, right? This is where Sicily is, right? And keep going to the left of the boot, and there's this little island out there in this little country called Malta. And Malta, just for the nerds out there, Malta in World War I and World War II was some of the most valuable territory dirt on the planet, because the Axis, the bad guys, they wanted it. They needed it to protect Italy. The Allies, the good guys, wanted it so they could attack it. And they pretty much did everything but drop a nuclear bomb on Malta, on the poor citizens of Malta. And the people who lived there, the citizens, using pretty much hand shovels, tunneled 20 to 30 feet down into the island, and they built like living rooms, and they built apartments, and they did all of this. And it's just an incredible thing. There's very few, from what I've read and what I've studied, very few original buildings on the island, because the place was pretty much destroyed.
Yep.
Everything was pretty much destroyed.
Yep. You know more history than the people that live there.
Yeah, it's an incredible place. But I'm in the weeds. I'm sorry.
No, that's cool.
I guess in my video I did today, I called myself an ass, and I probably was an ass when we were talking.
No.
I just truly feel every fiber in my body that we need to try to make memories, regardless of my mental health, my physical being, or my illness, because that's one of the few things in my life that I feel, using me as an example, that my pain can't take away from me.
That's right. That's right.
That it's just it's terrible, but it won't take my memories away from me.
No.
And so that's why I was such a hard ass to you. Okay.
And I appreciate. You have to know how I appreciated it. You have to know. If I don't know how else to tell you. You gave me my mojo to do this. You gave me my mojo, and it was short-lived in the beginning, because of walking so much, and because it was such a long-ass trip, but you kept me going, you kept me going. I felt like you were there,
And well, y'all, what we did was, as I asked Jennifer to take me with her, and she did. And so I was 6 hours ahead difference, right? So I had to turn notifications off on my phone, because she was bombing me in WhatsApp with pictures and videos and everything. And I got to experience Malta with her.
Wow.
And we talked before you went about the whole thing, that we knew that you were under-medicated, that the flight was going to suck, that once you got there was a lot of walking, and that the walking was going to be a nightmare, and that relationships there may be challenging at times, and but where else the opportunity to make those memories, right?
Exactly.
And I make a big deal out of this, about that picture you sent me on the plane with the Northern Lights and the Big Dipper.
The pilot is the one who, because it's late at night, we're also 6 hours ahead from here. So I'm like, it's dark. It should be light. Again, it was wild. And we had the things closed. I'm flat as possible, laying down, and the pilot, over your headphones, over everything, is like, look out your window. And it was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. I was weeping, because I can't believe, and that changed everything, because I was a cranky bitch waiting so many hours, even though you're in business class and you're eating nonstop. I knew the flight was going to kick my ass, and I was a cranky bitch. So when I saw that changed everything. That changed the entire trip. The entire mindset for that trip was that.
To me, that had to be like this sign that
It was.
maybe I made the right choice to go,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. And
because
I
to me,
couldn't send it to you fast enough. I have no Wi-Fi.
yeah,
I couldn't get it out fast enough. I
and
couldn't believe it.
it's like if you're Christian or religious, if God was going to give a sign, that was the sign. Or if the
That was
universe is
it.
going to give a sign
That was
that,
it.
hey, the rest of this trip may be crap, but what's the opportunity? Had I not done this,
Yeah.
how many people get to see something like that, right? And I want to
Only
put a
the
caveat in.
bougie rich ones.
Yeah, right. None of us normal people.
Not
I
us
want
poor.
to just add something here. Carrie makes a really good point. Not all of us can go anywhere to make memories, and I understand.
Right.
I understand that. Keep in mind, this trip was a gift to Jennifer, and there's no way in hell she could have done it by herself.
Ever.
And I'm not saying everybody needs to jump on a plane and go to Malta. That's
No.
not my thing. My point in saying we need to do what we can do to try to make memories is even if you have a grandkid, or if you can go shopping with a friend or go to lunch with a friend, to try to do what we can do to make a memory, regardless of the size, because they're all important.
Every single one of them.
I realize and I'm speaking simply for me, I'm not speaking for anybody else. In my life, my condition is going to get worse. And in 5 years, I'm not going to have the same opportunities to make memories. Right. So that's why I'm so passionate. And memories could be a trip to Malta. Memories could also be a trip to Whataburger or McDonald's to hang out for a little bit, to go somewhere and get ice cream. It doesn't have to be as dramatic as this. I asked Jennifer to come on because this is obviously very dramatic, and it's just a big thing. But I think we'll get to here shortly about how when we've made the memories that because it's been rough for you since you've been back.
I have done nothing but go to a doctor appointment.
And thinking about what you were able to do, has that given you any peace? It doesn't take away the pain, right? It doesn't, but you can think about what you did. You can think about the memories, right? And maybe it gives a little bit of hope. I was able to do this. I got to experience this.
Yes. Well, just meeting a stranger that I keep in touch with is unbelievable. And from there, that alone is it's priceless. It's just it's hard to explain. Listen, I get good memories taking my dog hiking. I would love to hike with him. I can't, and that would be something so stupid that normals take for granted, and that's like a big thing for a lot of us, to do something simple to make a memory.
Yeah. And, when you were there, as I've said a lot of times, you've been, you were way under medicated, and you went on this trip knowing you were under medicated, and that there was a lot of walking and a lot of things that were going to not only be under medicated but aggravate your pain and your situation. So it got to the point that you decided to seek medical care when you were in Malta.
2 days later.
Yeah. So tell us about your experience with the Malta healthcare system.
I can't promise you it's not going to make me upset or cry because I'm disgusted with how it is here. And that it blew my mind. That made me want to move. But my cousin had taken me to a clinic. There's about 2 or 3 pharmacies on every block, and in every pharmacy there's they're doctors. So you need to seek care. Oh, wow. You could go to a medical doctor. Mind blown. And they will help you if you need it. If it's something they can't, obviously you have to go to a hospital. So we wound up going to her clinic. Walked in, didn't have to fill out any paperwork. Just they took my ID. They took my WhatsApp phone number and took hers, of course. And I waited a bit. I waited about 2 hours, which whatever. It cost me 20 euros to see the doctor. He did blood work. He did x-rays. He immediately gave me breakthrough medication based on what I take. He did his math and gave me breakthrough. Wrote it as urgent, said, go fill it now. This was a Friday. By the time we got out, it was later. We had gone to a pharmacy right outside. Don't have it, stamped it. I'm also not a citizen, so I had to go to a different one. Went to a different one. Nope, don't have it, sorry. Finally went to the third one. And the third one said, I'm so sorry, I don't have this. You're going to have to go to the public hospital. It's private and public. So in the meantime, he slid me a prescription. just slid it on the counter. He goes, please take this and good luck. Please go to the hospital, but take this. And I looked at my cousin. I said, what the fuck? And she's like, just keep it moving. Shut up and keep it moving. Take it, say thank you, and bye-bye. So I did. It was a bottle of morphine. So it's not a lot. We're not talking a big, huge bottle. It's like a bottle of Benadryl, a bottle of cough medicine. My mind was blown. I could not get to the hospital until Monday. We went Monday. In the meantime, I actually had to go to another pharmacy because I needed 3 stamps. So once you get the 3rd stamp, you go to the hospital and they fill it, no problem. I went to the hospital. He said, you have to go pay it. Here's the invoice. Go upstairs, go pay it, come back. I'll have it ready for you. No problem. Go upstairs. It cost me 3 euros. Went back downstairs, got the same thing. They don't have, because, everything is imported, they don't have for us non-citizens to just give out the oral tablet. So he says, I don't have the tablet. He's like, hey, it's a hospital. Fine. So he gave me basically the same thing. They have been, I asked the doctor when I'd see him, I said, do you know anything about CRPS? He says, I'm very well versed in CRPS. Not one doctor here in New York or the city, hoity-toity hospitals, we don't know that much about it. This guy was spot on. He said, your leg is swelling. He said, it's starting to turn purple. This is what you need to do. And he says, is it okay if I if I check in with you tomorrow? He says, if you have any problems, you come right back. He has been checking in with me since up until before the holiday. He's looking for doctors. He's looking for somebody to help me, and he's realizing nobody can.
So
thanks.
So when you went to and you saw the doc, basically in a nutshell, they scripted you morphine, liquid morphine for pain. Right. I'm trying to picture a scenario in the United States where you would go where they would give you a prescription for liquid morphine, unless you had like terminal cancer, but they wouldn't give it to you. They would give it to like your care team, like your
hospice team,
your hospice
or
something like that.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you have a doctor on this little bitty island of Malta looking in the States for you to get help for your CRPS.
Mm-hmm. I haven't had a doctor give a shit about anything about me since 2014. So.
It blows me away that here's this dude in this little island offering care that we can't get here in the States. Mm-hmm. That blows me away. There's a country in this world that understands that pain medicines are valid instead of, what's your personal history? Were you abused as a child? You didn't have to go through any of that. You went in, you explained to him your situation. You did have a note from your doctor, your care team in the U.S., right? That you have all this stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But still, they took you at honest face value when you walked in.
They did.
Instead of when you go to an ER here in the States, it's like, hey, you walk in with the same piece of paper from your doctor. Oh yeah, you can print that off. That's Microsoft Word. Anybody can do that,
Do it.
And they took you in and they understood and they wanted to kick. They did their best to treat, and this doc is still trying to treat. right?
Unbelievable.
Which is just completely mind-blowing to me because I've had good care. I've never had that level of care.
Ever.
You know,
Like not like this.
no.
Not like this.
So you're in Malta. you're teaching the men in Malta that they don't mess with women from Long Island, right?
Somebody's got to lay into them. Yeah. They got away with a lot of shit, you know?
You're in excruciating pain.
Yeah, I want to cut
knowing that you have to make that long trip back to the States, right?
Keith, I can't. Like, just even packing to leave, it was 2 bags of shit I didn't even wear, and I packed everything hours before the flight. Hours. I didn't want to go, but coming back, we had to clean the flat. We had to, she got an Airbnb flat, so we had to clean. There was so much to do, and it was a nightmare. I couldn't do it. Plus, I didn't want to leave, but coming back seemed longer. But it was daytime. I felt I want to see the Northern Star again. Lightning doesn't strike twice like that. So it was daytime, and still good. But we saw the Swiss Alps, and that made me. I was bawling when I saw that. But I'll never see that aside from television. So, but the pain was indescribable. Yeah. It was. I don't know how to explain it. I know everybody knows. You know what I mean? Everybody understands. You can't describe that hell. Yeah,
it is. But I'll ask you again though, and I've asked you this 100 times between here and then in WhatsApp messages. Would you do it again?
Somebody's paying.
If it came up, if you had the opportunity, would you do it again?
I would, and I'd probably go straight to the damn clinic second I land. Sorry, not sorry.
No.
I want to have a bit of, walking more than 20,000 effing steps a day uphill is a bitch. And since I'm not going to be properly medicated, then yes, not to sound like a crazy person, but yeah, I'd go straight to the clinic. And listen, if I could set my life up there, I would, just based on the medical care. Our lives are based around medical care because we need it, when we're not getting it here. So,
yeah.
I would do it again. If I had the means, I would do it again.
Yeah. I think.
I'd take everybody with me.
Yeah. Well, we talked, right? The problem, the thing that stops me is the fact that they're going to quarantine my dogs for like 18 months.
They don't do that. So I was like, they don't do that anymore.
Oh, they don't
quarantine them. No, but you have to, because I've already inquired, as if I'm a rich bitch and I'm moving. You would have to get them passports no later than 2 months prior. They need all their shots a week before. They need everything, and you're good. They just have to make sure that they have a clean bill of health. If there's something wrong, they quarantine, but they don't quarantine anymore. So that was exciting news. Yeah, like I'm going, so we're moving.
Yeah,
like we're moving.
Because I didn't think the living expense wasn't really outrageous there. It was just the travel to get back. It's not like a place. It's not like a place you would fly to, live, and then fly back to Long Island to see a doctor.
Oh yeah. I mean, listen. If I could go to Mexico every 3 months, I would. I can't. It's or Florida, for Christ's sakes. Yeah, or Florida. Yeah. If I could fly back and forth, I would. But I can't. So.
And that's if you can find a doctor that would treat you because you're out of state, right? Because they pretty much have shut down, traveling like that.
So the only good thing is with Florida, my pain management doctor there was phenomenal. And when I had gone down for 5 weeks a couple years ago, and I said, oh my God, what am I going to do? 5 weeks, And I already explained I'm going to run out. Like, this is going to be a problem. So I said, I could just go see my doctor there. And my pain management doctor's like, good luck with that. At the time, they didn't have access to the PDMP. Now they do. But he called my doctor. The pain management doctor there called my doctor here and said, she's here. I'm giving her what she was on, and he said, why is she on such a low dose? And he had said, well, New York and the CDC, and it's the law. He's like, yeah, no, it's not laws, but she's a problem. Like, she's got a problem. You got to help her. Okay, yeah, no problem. I mean, if I could, I would. I can't.
Yeah.
That's not,
Yeah.
no.
It's,
Get the money for that.
It's so, see, again, this is what the invisible community fights, right? If we all could afford to go to Florida, or if I could go back to Las Vegas and get the care I had there, right?
Yeah.
Though, Vegas just almost killed me. I may not do that, but I possibly would. I would fly back.
Yeah.
It's a 4-hour flight. I would fly in to see him and turn back and fly back.
Brutal.
It's just the level of care in the States is just so inconsistent. And you have so many doctors out there that just don't really, that are just in it for the money. Like Dr. Israel Pena in Granbury, Texas. Like, when I found out that he was doing procedures installing equipment in people's bodies on Friday, and then closed his office on Monday.
Wow.
Knowing he was closing on Monday. But he got the payment, the $15,000-$20,000 to put the piece of something in somebody, and then left it for somebody else to pick up.
We should be shut down.
So
did you write reviews and stuff for other people to stay the hell away from him?
Yeah. So you're still fighting with the same doctor you have now?
Oh yeah. And listen, he's a great guy. He just can't help me. he's a phenomenal guy. I adore him, but he's fighting the same fight, and it's at the same time, I can't make an appointment with another doctor. I need to be referred out now. That's the game. So even with Medicare, I can't just call and make appointments.
No.
I got to, my PCP said, go see so-and-so. He'll help you. And I can't without pain management referring me. And he
Wow.
won't. He's like, well.
Wow. So you have 2 minutes. I want you to do me a favor.
Yeah.
I want you to be the ass that I was to you, and tell people your thoughts on whether or not, if they have an opportunity to make a memory, big or small.
Big or small. Whatever it is. Because that trip, while I am so grateful to have had the opportunity for that, and I'm very, very lucky, I've realized now, even especially since losing Ed, you got to make every memory possible. Taking a walk. If you have animals, take them out. If you have children, anything, make it. Take pictures. You can look back on it. I look back every night, and I go from being a bawling, crying wreck to smiling and remembering, and then I go through my pictures of that, but make the freaking memory. Make the memory, no matter how small.
Yeah.
Go to the diner, go by yourself. Anything. It'll help you get out. It doesn't, I know it sounds so stupid, but I haven't been out much since being home, but I have to remember that I'm not just doing this for me, and I feel like I have to honor him too, and make the memories. He didn't get that chance. He didn't get a chance to make much memory. So if anything, I'll do for him, for me.
We talked about it, and this may make some people think we're really nuts. I believe Ed was with you on the trip.
The flat that we were at, everything is a lot of Arabic. Maltese is very close to Arabic, and they all speak English, but the streets are all Arabic and it's wild, and there's a church across from our flat on like the opposite side of the block, and every damn night you hear the bells and it's beautiful. But walking around, it was St. Edward's, and then there's no birds, so I was looking for birds. There's no birds, there's only pigeons. So I did see a cardinal in 70-degree weather in the Mediterranean. Where'd that come from? The cardinals don't go there. So I did have a crow that kind of hung with me a lot. I did have a pigeon that kind of hung with me a lot. I didn't realize they're homing. They're like, you train them. Yeah. So they're little signs. So that kind of made me very happy. And I knew that he's okay with me doing this, like, how dare you live your life? I'm dead, so I knew he was okay, and I knew he was there. And it was comforting. It's comforting. Yeah. I knew I did the right thing.
Yeah.
I knew I did the right thing.
He was there. And then I got to be there with you too. And
yes, you were.
It was funny because I could tell when you'd been to the pharmacy and gotten that morphine because the text changed. The messages you sent changed.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little happier. I felt some relief, and it was nice to walk around.
It was kind of funny. So yeah, whether it's taking the dog out, whether it's doing anything to try to save that fleeting moment, right? Yep. And I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer, but I know in my life, 5 years from now, 2 years from now, I'm not going to have the same number of opportunities to make the memories I can make today. And
you gotta get what you can.
And y'all, and I'm not saying this is easy. I am not saying it's easy.
It's not.
I have to push myself a lot to do silly little things, right? Yep. Just so I can go outside. Or today I went to town to get cigarettes, to get coffee creamer, and to get one more thing. And that was the highlight of my day. But
that was the highlight. Yeah.
I got to be around other people. I got to be seen. Right. I spent 8 hours round trip in the car to see my grandkids for Christmas. So we got to do what we can do.
You have to do what you can do, whatever it is. Talk to a stranger in the grocery store. That's what I do. I always talk to myself, and somebody eventually will answer, because I'm talking to myself, and we start talking, and it turns out to be a really nice person, or old ladies, they're adorable, and they just want somebody to talk to. And that to me is a great memory to make, because I'm hearing about their life, and it just sounds stupid and pithy and dumb, but it's not to me.
It's not. So, it's not. And the other thing I want to strive and really drive home tonight is you took a chance and you found another member of the invisible community that you could talk to and vent to, and knew that you would be listened and accepted, right? And so I can't stress people to try to do that enough, because that's an invaluable relief valve, right? Because if we keep that bottled up, it's going to eat us.
It's necessary. That's survival. You have to. You have to.
We talked on New Year's about one of my dreams. What I want to do with Invisible is to put together a place for people who, if they don't have someone in their life that understands, that we could say, hey, give me your name. I'll have somebody reach out to you.
Right.
And I've got a lady who's messaged me, and she does this kind of stuff, right? So she's experienced. I'm so pissed at myself because I don't have the bandwidth to really get it off the ground yet.
Yeah,
because
you will.
We'll get there. We'll
Yeah.
get there.
One step at a
Because
time.
that one step at a time, and you need that um, asset times, right?
You do. Yeah.
I mean, as much as we
Yeah.
need the love and the understanding and the empathy and support and you did a good job. We need to be called sometimes, right?
That's right.
It's invaluable. It's like I shared on New Year's with Amy. Poor Amy, because we do this. Amy and I, like, I'll send you these messages. Amy gets the same type of messages too.
Yeah.
And she sent me one, and she was really bad. And I told her what I felt. It's probably not the right time to say it. Where you don't have to do anything to hurt, which is
No, you
true.
don't.
It's not a lie,
No.
and we need to understand that. But maybe I still owe Amy apology for that, because maybe she'll forgive me. She still talks to me via like this, right? So
well, there you go.
she hasn't sent anybody out to track you down yet. I don't know though. She's the tea lady. She probably has drones over the trailer right now, trying to figure out what I'm doing.
So she's the one with the drones.
She is the one with the drones. She's the count. She tracks people down.
Love it.
I can't tell you thank you enough for this.
You. I mean, Jesus Christ, thank you. You know what I mean? Come on.
I didn't do nothing.
You were the kick in the ass. You were the kick in the ass that I needed. It was, I can't tell you how I wanted to, like, everybody was just on my tip. Like, you gotta go. What's wrong with you? You're crazy. Because they don't understand, and I did it. So.
You did it, and you've survived. And now you can lay there in bed when it's shitty, and you can look at those pictures.
That's all I do.
And you can see the water in the Mediterranean is just unbelievable. And you can remember the cheap, coffees that you were getting, and you can remember, the more than adequate gold star health care that you didn't ever experience.
It's so upsetting. It's really upsetting that we can't have that basic human right.
Yeah. I think it's all because of you ran into a buzzsaw of your own. Yeah. But like we said earlier, that picture, being able to look out the window of the plane and see not only the northern lights but see the Big Dipper, that is a once in a lifetime opportunity to see something that cool.
Yeah.
And I'm a big believer in symbolism like that and signs like that.
Absolutely.
And when you sent me that, because I was nervous and I was scared, because I knew that I kind of possibly talked you into going and convinced you to go.
Yeah, and I'm like, you think I'm going to kick your ass, right?
Yeah, and then that's one of the very first pictures I got, and I was like, at that moment, I'm like, she's going to be okay.
Yeah,
we did the right thing. We did the right thing. I did the right thing in begging her to go, and
yes,
and I feel for you, because I knew that I don't experience your level. I've never felt your physical pain, but I knew how I would respond to it, and I knew how bad it was going to be at times for you. But when I saw that picture, it was like the universe was talking to you.
Yeah,
like you made the right choice.
It hit me. It really hit. That was it.
So like I said, y'all, I'm not saying we all have to go drop $10,000 and fly business class to Malta.
God, no.
Right?
No.
Or to have our family talk them into sending this on this trip. Yeah. My point is, do what we can.
Please. I've learned such lessons this year that life is so fucking short, and I'm so sorry for my language, but I'm not. It is so fucking short. I've known this man for 30-something years. I got him for 6, and he was pulled for me like a bad tooth, and it's because of the healthcare system. They killed him. So life is so goddamn short. I'm sorry. Live it the best you can, and if that means walking out your front door, inviting somebody over, if your house is a mess, who gives a shit? Make a memory of something. anything, anything, anything. I implore you all, please, I beg you, please, make the memory, because life can be taken away and your life will change forever. So make it.
And,
make the memory.
Because you can't. Nobody can take those.
No.
You are a living, breathing example of a hero for me. And
You're a mess.
no, you're not.
No. Listen, this is like the
Yeah, I know.
the face I have to put on, because otherwise,
I know there are times
shit.
we have to just put our head down and push forward. But
Well, that's what I'm trying to do, is just keep moving forward. And sometimes you just can't. You just break down, and nobody will help you. No doctors will help you. They'll give you, an antidepressant. So why talk to you?
You talk to me. You have that little bit of safety net there. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I wanted to have you on tonight to do the very first, the homecoming edition of Invisible No More, because you're a hero of mine. Normal people wouldn't get on a plane or travel for 20 hours to experience and know they're going to experience that kind of pain. They would walk away. And you did it. And normal people wouldn't go for a walk around the block when they know that when they come back, they're going to be down and they're going to be hurting and crying for the next 2 hours just to say they walked around the block.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to have you on for the very first one to bring it back home, because you're a hero to me, and your story means that much to me. You're the one that actually believed in me and went on this trip to take a chance to take memories, and that's invaluable to me.
I'm grateful that you kicked my ass to do it.
So, if I'm going to throw you out there, if anybody is on the fence about making memories, message Jennifer.
Anytime.
Message,
24 hours a day. I don't sleep.
Let her give you, because there's stuff that's been left out, but I don't want to keep people, because I know a lot of us, when we sit for an hour, I know the pain starts to lose, so you did a great job selling people to do their memories. I'm gonna clip, when I get the video, I'm gonna clip that out and just keep making a TikTok out of that.
Just make it the best you can. A memory's a memory. It's yours, and nobody can tell you how to make it. You make a memory.
That's it. It's all yours. Nobody else can have it. So.
No.
Well, cool.
No.
Any other words of wisdom before we say see you later? Be safe and peace.
Oh God, I have so much, but we don't have time. So next time,
we'll do it again. We'll have you back on. The only thing is, it's going to cost you. You'll have to send me some bagels. So,
I found a new bagel place today out here in Suffolk, because they suck. Phenomenal. But otherwise, I'll go to Plainview to get them. I don't want to because of the cost of gas and stuff, but I'll do it. Not that Bagel Boss shit.
That Bagel Boss is the best, man. Oh, come on. Oh, thank you, Sarah.
Breathe in, breathe out. It is not the best. Oh, cool.
It is awesome. Yeah, I loved it. Just be a Texan and go in one day if you want to see him freak out. Say, I want a garlic. I want an onion bagel with garlic cream cheese, and watch them flip out. And watch them flip out.
They don't like it. Yeah.
They don't like it. They do not understand this Southerner going into doing that. So
no, they don't get it here.
Well, cool beans, y'all. Thank you, Miss Jennifer. Thank you for all of y'all that tuned in tonight for the homecoming. Thank you. This means so much to me.
I'm in Holbrook. Hi.
See, here we go. Another Long Island connection going on there. You guys are all over the place.
Yeah, we're like ants.
So we made it. We made it through the homecoming, and that is awesome.
Did it, Keithie?
We did it, and it's home. And I'm working on people for next week, and as soon as I get my confirmations, we will do it again. And I am so
Awesome.
glad to have this back home. I'm so glad to have this opportunity. I'm so glad to be, this community means so much to me. And I really need to start pouring myself back in, and I promise you I'm going to do my best. So until next
We get
Thursday
there.
night, well, actually, until Tuesday, I'll be back on Tuesday with Amy. But then we'll be
Oh,
back
awesome.
again next
Okay.
Thursday night with another guest on Invisible No More.
Awesome.
All right, Kill
Yes.
Beans, y'all. Y'all, please be safe. If you need
Bye.
me, don't message me. Don't
If you need me,
leave me
don't
a
call.
comment. No, the best way to do if you need me for anything is via my email, Keith, Keith, CPP@gmail.com. So, and we'll go from there. All right.
Awesome.
You guys have a good night. Thank you again, Miss Jennifer. Get inside,
Thank
check on your
you.
pop. And we love you guys. Be safe. See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.